We have a special treat coming up. I want to introduce Mustafa. He's a global data strategist, author, and AI visionary who spent over 2 decades driving innovation across Asia and beyond. He's got a excellent session for you coming up. Agentic AI, generate new use cases for business.
Awesome. Thanks, Charles. Thanks, everyone, for joining, and thanks for introducing me. So again, thank you. It's a good stage to present and to talk on agentic AI, a topic everybody is talking about. My name is Mustafa Qizilbash, and as Charles mentioned, I am in especially IT, yes, but especially in data and AI industry for last 2 decades, around 23 years. Let me share my screen and then let's jump onto my slides where I have. Okay. I always start with this disclaimer that whatever I'm presenting over here is just my personal experiences, and I'm not presenting any entity as this point in time. And this is just my quick profile that I have around 23 years of experience and got an opportunity to work in 7 countries, work with companies like Oracle, IBM, Teradata, product-based companies, work with consultancies like NCS, Satyam, HCL, and a couple of customer base I got a chance to work in like Hong Leong Bank and Patronus. If I talk about a little bit, few contributions which I happens to do that, I end up writing around 5 books on data and AI. You can see on your screen, 3 patents, an architecture. I call it data and AI, where I try to merge data and AI ecosystem. The biggest challenge for AI right now, we know that the data is missing. So because data is sitting somewhere else, so I try to merge these 2 data ecosystems together underneath one architecture, so AI can take benefit. Then I have this PVP approach, 4x4 formula, and last but not the least, I'm running a podcast on data and AI, where I 60 odd episodes already done. 30 countries we have done it, from Bill and Mock and many other big industry leaders being part of that podcast. Okay, so this is our topic today. I'll be talking on agentic AI, and our topic is how businesses can unlock new use cases in the age of AI, right? And when you talk about AI, agentic AI is something which is making news. The biggest challenge right now is what to do, what not to do, right? In which use cases we should go in and what use cases we should not go in. We have seen, I have a slide where we are seeing that how MIT has come up with a report that so many use cases has been failed. We'll jump into it. Before we do that, this is the agenda of session that I will have one slide that how AI revolutionized from many decades, the harsh reality of recent AI past. What are the expectations from agentic AI? Then agentic AI hype. We all know that every new technology which comes into the market just become a big, big buzzword, and everybody thinks that this new technology, terminology, framework, whatever you want to call it, is going to solve all our problems. Okay, then next slide will be current war versus new war. Let me keep it as a secret. Surprise for you guys, a slide on it. The types of agents to agentic AI, components of agentic AI systems, risk and challenges, and then down there, then we will, once we understand the whole story of agentic AI, then we will go into how businesses can start using agentic AI, types of processes agentic AI can automate, and a couple of examples which people have done. People have used agentic AI in recent past, and few takeaways. Okay, so before we jump into this whole complex AI, agentic AI, good news for you that nobody is going to get fired due to agentic AI. I'm being a very optimistic person. I don't think that's going to happen. No jobs are going away. Everything will be BAU. Yeah, there's a reason about it, right? And the only change going to come is the productivity is going to go up. That's it. I feel last time, if lead generator was generating, let's say 100 leads in a month, now it will go towards 1,000 leads or 10,000 leads. So roles will still remain there, just productivity will go up. If we have survived the, the era of horses to car in early 90s, we have survived on-premises to cloud era, we have survived gas to electronics cars era, then you don't have to worry about it. We will go through this era, and we just need to be productive. We just need to be positive, and we need to start learning technologies to help solve use cases rather than help replace everything. I think that is a key to go into any, not only agentic AI, any technology which comes in. Okay, hey, where's my click? Okay, a quick slide on the evolution of AI. It started with if else. We know that in early 70s, then in 2000s, this machine learning comes in, and then in probably a few years back, uh, generative AI comes in, and which results are not satisfactory as of now, but that is how AI is shifting its era. And now this agentic AI has come into picture where we are thinking that machines will do everything. So this is just one slide for you guys to look into it. And we see how AI has shifted from era to era, so we don't have to worry about anything. Okay, before we jump into that, how businesses can unlock new use cases in the age of agentic AI, let's have a quick sneak preview in our recent past, the harsh reality of recent AI past. We all know that generative AI, hype led to false expectations. Because of that, recently MIT has come up with a report that 95% of generative AI pilots at companies are failing. And the reason behind it, misaligned use cases and poor integration. When we say misaligned use cases, we need to understand which kind of use cases uh, this technology can solve and which kind of use cases it cannot. The biggest discussion is coming into next slides, that uh, we know that we have structured, unstructured, semi-structured data, and we try to solve everything. That's not going to happen in near future, unless until we got a technology where we are able to we are able to process that cat is alive or is dead, right? So once that technology, I'm just referring quantum computing, once that technology is not here, I don't think we can work on all kind of use cases. Then poor integration. Integration has been a problem for decades for us. Not a problem, I would say, is a challenge for us, that how to connect to source system, because source system can be anything. When we connect, when we're talking about connecting is not about only just GDBC connector. It's about when you connect multiple source systems, their interoperability issues start coming in. So someone has to fix it. So that's also a big challenge, was a big challenge, still a big challenge in generative AI implementations. Expectations from agentic AI. See, these are the expectation. Business, autopilot, everything will run on its own. A magic system, fix everything. Instant ROI. That's what people are thinking, that the moment you implement agentic AI, ROI will shoot up. That's not going to happen. Okay, what's the hype? Okay, now there is a Gartner report as well on AI, that 40%, over 40% of agentic AI projects will be scrapped by 2027. So the challenge which we have faced recently on generative AI is going to hit agentic AI as well. So we have to be very careful. So what mistakes we are making? What's hard reality? The hard reality is we are not learning our mistakes. We are following the same pattern. We are still trying to solve every use case. We are still not focusing on integration challenges. And apart from existing new challenges, we have one more challenge here. We have one more challenge is, last time in in generative AI, we knew that OpenAI was there, Google was there, few players were there, but now in agentic AI, there are hundreds of agents are coming into the market. And most which I have seen, are mislabeled. So that is another challenge which customers and everybody is going to face. So now the next slide is current war versus next war, right? So how I see that last time or currently within vendors, the war was between data and AI technologies, tools and technologies. Everybody was pushing their SaaS products. They have their own tools, ETL tools, BI tools, integration tools, all kind of tools were there. But next war will be agentic AI agents. When I say agentic AI agents, because when a generic customers think about agentic AI, they think about agentic AI just like the buzzword of big data. When big data came in like 5 to 8 years back, that everybody thought it's a product. You throw everything into big data or in a data lake, everything will be solved automatically. So that's not the case. We have seen that, right? Now, same thing, customers are, a lot of people are thinking that once you implement an agentic AI solution, agents will come on the fly. It will solve everything. It's not going to happen. So next in future, agentic AI agents will be choosing tools and technologies on the fly to deliver relevant use cases. Now the time has come when agents, first of all, you have to design agents. Then there will be agents to whom you will give, hey, these are list of ETL agents I have, ETL tools I have. These are number of tools for ML ops. Let's say these are number of tools for transformation XYZ. And that agent or maybe a number of agents will decide based on the use cases, based on the question and answers and actions, whatever you want to take it on a product, that tool, and based on the ROI and of course, all the on the budgetary side, the tool will, the agentic AI agent will select a relevant tool to fix things, right? So next one is on agentic AI agents actually. Now, the question is which kind of agents, right? So this is very right, which kind of agent we are talking about. So kinds of agents, we have 10 to 15 type of agents. We have vision agent, we have product planner agent, we have agent designer agent, we have full architect. So there are so many agents. As I just mentioned, it's not like once we implement a agentic AI solution, it'll come as a product, will solve everything for you. There are many agents you have to play with. You have to many agents which you have to integrate together. Everything have to talk to each other. And okay, let me bring this metadata thing as well. Metadata is becoming key. It's becoming a key to develop any data and AI project, right? So when we talk about all kind of agents, of course, there's a meta agent as well, who is a kind of a master agent who will, decide which agent to run, which agent to do what. So all these kind of agents are there, which I feel is going to take over uh, next era. Through agentic AI, to start AI journey, please note that agentic AI is autonomous, it's goal driven, is adaptive. Autonomous means it'll do everything on its own, uh, and it'll run after the goal. Whatever goal you give to the system, your agentic AI system, multiple agents will try to get to reach to that goal. And adaptive, based on the result, it go into a loop and try to understand. Okay, someone asked me, business asked me to deliver certain number of leads. It goes and find out, hey, I could not find certain number of leads, so it will go and find out the reason, solve the reason, and go back and start generating the leads again. So it's very adaptive. So when we say adapted, there are multiple components. So three things we just see, three boxes. I just put those boxes here where those three boxes sit under the components of AI, agentic AI system is. See, it has the autonomy to look into the goals. It then go and start planning. Then it use tools. Then it has a memory. Then it goes into the reasoning loop. Right? So these are all the steps in the agentic AI system. Once the most important thing is reasoning loop. Loop is what? This is the loop. You give the goal, agentic AI system will plan it, will act it, will observe it, will reflect it. And if the result is not up to the par, not meeting the ROI, not meeting the goal of the use case, it will repeat itself. Unfortunately, I can't see. I can see 10, 15 there. So major players in agentic AI. So we all know that major player in agentic AI, the agent we are talking about is generative AI. And guess what? 95% of agentic AI pilots failed. And guess what? 40% of the agentic AI projects are going to fail in next couple of years. So we have to be very careful. So the challenges, as we have seen, because of this generative AI, we have to be very careful that where to use generative AI. Risk. Generative AI creates hallucinations, which then creates data quality risk, impacting the integration overhead. Autonomy gives unlimited controls, which raises concerns about compliance, security, privacy, and governance. So we have to be very careful. Generative AI, once we already know it's a failure, so we have to understand which kind of use cases generative AI can produce. We have to look into that challenge. And another challenge which comes with agentic AI is the autonomy. So you have to be very careful. There are a lot of GDPR is there, but Europe is going for AI regulatories, all policies and guardrails. So these down there, you can see compliance, security, privacy, and governance. All these challenges are going to surface. Now, back to session's agenda. So now we have understood the journey of agentic AI, right? Which kind of, what is the component, what are the processes under agentic AI. Now let's understand how businesses can unlock new use cases in the age of agentic AI. Now the question comes, I've already surfaced, right? I have already mentioned there are a lot of challenges. There is agentic AI challenges, generative AI challenge. There are a lot of challenges. Now the question is, customer asks, okay, then how to go into this journey? So let's go into this journey. How business can start. So you start with internal tools and processes. When we say internal tools and processes, find out what you're doing. No need to go and find out something new. Yes, you can do that, but let's first try to optimize our internal tools, internal solutions, internal processes first. Identify high friction and repetitive processes. Find out what are those processes which a human is sitting and doing day by day. Nothing is changing into that day by day. Find out those high friction and repetitive processes. Use hosted options means a lot of people are just jumping into and trying to create their own agents, create their a lot of things from scratch. My advice, go and use LangChain templates, OpenAI assistant APIs, whatever is already there. Don't reinvent, try to reinvent the wheel at this point in time, because technologies are still maturing. Use whatever agents are there, try to build one or two use cases in-house. And once you meet the ROI, you generate the revenue, then you can go and start exploring creating your own agents. And last but not the least, I just mentioned that use the PvP approach. I'll tell you what PvP approach benefits can be entertained. Then have a human in loop to monitor early on. So whenever you're implementing this in-house use cases, have human in loop. And think agent as a team member, not just bot. So that's another big, I would say, misconception about agents, that you bring an agent, an agent will do everything on its own. You should not think about it. Right at the right corner of the screen, you can see there are two humans sitting over there. Those are human in the loop who are evaluating, who are taking decisions, what all other agents sitting behind these two people are sitting. So they are our teammates. So again, it's not like that. Again, back to my good news, that jobs are not going to go away. The thing is, whatever workforce you have, now you will have additional agents as your workforce to do things. Now let's quickly this new thing I just showed you, that what this PvP approach is. See, the big question is, why PvP approach? What is the biggest challenge all of us face when implementing AI solutions or data solutions in production? Because we all know that in recent era, the maturity and the startups are coming every 3 to 6 months. Every new technology is better and cheaper, and every 3 to 6 months, new tools and technologies are coming in. So our biggest challenge is it worked fine in dev and UAT, but why it's not working in production? So this is the biggest problem, right? You end up creating an AI solution in your dev environment. You take it to UAT, but the moment you go into production, it fails. The question is why? Because all the features are given low priority in dev and UAT. We all know that once we are developing a new solution, data and AI solution, especially AI, what we do when we are in dev, we don't care about privacy, we don't care about security, right? When we care about, because we disconnect it from the internet or the external parties, we don't care about a lot of things, right? Governance, we don't care about metadata, we don't care about integration, because what we do is uh, we bring mask data from source, host it into that our development environment, and that start creating our pipelines or AI solution from there onward. So we are not taking care of integration challenges, data quality, because when we are implementing something, we are not taking care of thinking of high level of data quality. So when we are implementing these things in dev and then in UAT, we do let go few of these things. That's the biggest challenge I feel, right? But in PVP approach, the main reason of PVP, which name itself says production available viable product, I personally feel that's one of my innovation, that I feel tools and technologies are mature enough that you can start your use case, again, a new use case directly into production. We have so mature technologies, like we have dynamic masking, we have anonymization tools, we have so many things over there. We have such a good security and privacy tools right now into the market. So start small, directly start into the production. Okay, once you start into the production, I'm not saying go live. I'm saying, when I say production, means production network. The moment you network zone, the moment you start your new use case in production network zone, you will take care of privacy. You will think about security. You will think about compliance. You will think about governance with all kind of metadata there. You will be connecting with the source system directly. You will take care of quality. So all these parameters which we normally let go in dev and UAT, not in UAT, actually in dev, become showstopper for us in production. So once we start building something in production, then we will, this is my assumption. This is normally what I'm doing in last recent era, and I've been a little bit successful. Let's say people end up going into this direction as well. Types of tools and processes to automate. This indication is one of the key success in my point of view at this point in time. As I've been discussing in my previous slides, that people think every new technology, especially generative AI, Gen AI, we expected that it can solve all structured, semi-structured, or unstructured use cases. So and it failed, right? So this two categorization we must understand. When we are going into a journey to implement an agentic AI solution, we should categorize whether the data is structured. You can bring semi-structured into as well, and whether it is unstructured. I personally feel, I personally feel right now technologies are not mature enough to work on structured use cases. When I say structured use cases, mean bring extract data from tables, databases, and throw into generative AI. Right? Generative AI, we all know that it works on textual data, and textual data has its own capabilities. Structured data don't have relationships, but unstructured data has relationships. When you pick up some when you pick up some comment, you pick up some text, it has all its ingredients to extract the meaning context out of it. But when you extract data from tables and structured data, once it converts into a text, it loses its context. Examples. When you talk about unstructured examples, which use cases you can embark your journey, in my point of view, at this point in time, you can embark an employee onboarding, QA, meeting minutes and follow up, content, policy and procedure discovery, knowledge base, project tracking, IT help desk. You could see, right? These are all the data sitting into it mostly is unstructured, right? Currently, just for an example, like when new hire, it asks repetitive questions through emails or chats, and HR spend hours and hours answering manually information scattered across handbooks and PDFs. But when AI solution comes, an agent trained on policies and FAQ that provide instant, consistent answer with source references. So it can automate that. And nothing is breaking. We are not taking our key decisions at our organizational level, right? Meeting minutes, project managers, everybody is spending hundreds and hours. I've been a project manager as well, just to do clean up all this, picking up data from emails, from charts, from follow-ups here and there. We can give that task to agentic AI systems. But there are hundreds of hours, maybe thousands of hours, because I know organizations where there are 50 to 100 project managers sitting doing all that stuff. Consider if they are not whole work, but all their boring work can be automated by agentic AI. So you will end up implementing more projects, right? Like this, all these other use cases can be used or can be initiated at this point in time with the current technology in hand. Well, we have a time check of 3-4 minutes. I've come up with few examples. Relia Quest has implemented a use case, right? And they say 20% faster investigation, 30% greater accuracy, and they are going to implement in their enterprise customers, 1,000+ enterprise customer. Right down there, left bottom, you can see the link, and you can find the evidence. Another example is Deloitte Zora AI platform. So they started their journey in 2024, started working with HP, and HP says they expect to increase their productivity for finance and leaders and reducing production time by 50%, which is a great amount, right? And all that they're saying by end of 2024, they'll be able to implement the platform for thousands of users by end of 2025. So it's a big achievement, right? Okay. Now, key takeaways. Key takeaway from this whole session is handle repetitive, boring tasks, frees up humans for strategies. So again, I always think that okay, let's also touch base that golden circle, right? Where we talk about why, how, and what. I feel the humans should sit into how. Why we already know that why is driven by business, what is driven by technologies, but how where architecture sits, where requirement gathering stage sits, all those sits, that is where humans come into an loop. So how I personally think that how can never be taken care until unless you find a technology which can work on both whether cat is alive or dead, right? Until unless then humans will sit into this how and what. Yes, that I agree that what can be handled by agentic AI agents. As I mentioned in one of the slides, that it will be agents who will be deciding which tool and technology to use based on the guardrails, based on the policy we will give, based on the requirement, based on the use cases, based on the test cases we'll give. Agent will go and find out the relevant tool and implement. Scale horizontally, yes. Clone agents instead of hiring. So when we say don't fire people, I say when you hire, keep the ratio of 80% bringing agents, 20% bringing humans. Leaders and learn and improve reasoning loop. So that's a takeaway that when human leaves an organization, human takes the knowledge with it. But when agents come, agent can learn from the past, right? And human has to go and dig out the information from n number of unstructured or semi-structured or structured data, right? Whereas agent can, whatever is being given, I should take out the word of semi-structured and structured. I should stay on unstructured data to start with this point in time in current era, that whatever agent learns, they can keep it in the memory and it is retrievable very fast. 24/7 execution without burnout. We all know that agents don't get tired. So yeah, your cycle of your process can run 24/7. Agents can maintain it. They can monitor it. If anything goes wrong, they can raise the notification and XYZ, trigger the humans when they are needed, and then lower operating cost over time. So over time, these are the takeaways of agentic AI system.